Hi, in this lesson, you will learn about launching knowledge bases, assigning issues to coding agents, and managing review standard files. This practical session is the institutional scaling module. You are moving away from a single developer with an AI assistant to an AI augmented enterprise. These labs focus on the established standards, ensuring that your organization's knowledge, workflows, and quality bars are embedded into the tools your team uses every day. This lesson is divided into three parts. Part 1 talks about establishing the standard knowledge base. Part 2 talks about agentic issue assignment, and part 3 talks about enforcing review standards. So let's move to part 1. The problem statement here is the AI knows general coding, but it doesn't know your specific architectural choices or naming conventions. The activities you need to perform here are: first, you need to create the document repository within the GitHub Copilot and make sure that you store all your core architectural documents, API specifications, coding standards, and any other artifacts within this repository and the folder. The next activity is to connect this repository with the GitHub Copilot AI agent. So let's see how to achieve this. Let's move to the Copilot repository. So in the Copilot settings page, you need to click on the repositories link here. It will display all the GitHub Copilot repositories that you have created or the default ones. So as you see, I have two repositories. So let me go to any of these repositories here. As you can see, this option is there to create new files or upload files. So make sure that you either create those files or upload those files for the project documentations like the API documentations, the architectural documentations, the coding standards, and any other artifacts. The next activity is to connect this GitHub Copilot repository with the Copilot AI agent. So let's do that. Let's go back. You will find this Copilot option here, and within that you have to click on the Cloud Agent link. Here you will see this option for repository access. So you need to choose those repositories in which you want GitHub Copilot agent to be enabled. So I can select all repositories or only selected repositories. So herein I have selected both my GitHub Copilot repositories. So this is the steps to link your GitHub Copilot repositories with the GitHub Cloud AI agent. Okay, let's move to the next activity. So the next activity is to test this part. So you need to give this syntax, give this command to the GitHub Copilot AI in the chat. Let's go to the VS Code. So as you can see, let me write this command now. This is the command that we need to give to the Copilot AI agent in the chat window. @GitHub #knowledge. How do we handle database transactions according to internal standards? So when you press enter, now the GitHub Copilot AI will try to search the answers within the repositories that you have specified, and it will search all the artifacts that are present within that repository and get you the answers. So now you can notice the difference. The GitHub Copilot AI agent now cites your documentations as the source of truth, not a generic internet article. This is how you guarantee architectural consistency. Let's move to part 2, agentic issue assignment. The problem statement here is humans are the bottleneck for repetitive standard implementation tasks. The activities that you need to perform here are: you need to create a new GitHub issue. So this is the command to create a new GitHub issue. I have already used this command earlier, so let me show you that. Okay, so this is the command I have used: create a standard user registration endpoint issue, and I have given the issue number as 123 for this. So once you enter this, Copilot will create this issue for you. The next activity is include the acceptance criteria and then reference the knowledge base, and then assign this issue to the Copilot workspace agent. So let's see the command for this. Let me move to VS Code and let me show you the command. So as you can see, this is the command that I need to use. @workspace propose a plan to, here is the command. So propose a plan to implement the registration and point based on the specifications in issue #123. So you are instructing the Copilot AI agent to propose a plan to implement the registration endpoint based on the specifications in the issue number 1 to 3. So when you assign an issue, you are delegating execution. Your job is no longer to write the code, it is to audit the agent's plan for alignment with our standards. Let's move to part 3, that is enforcing review standards. The problem statement here is the pull request reviews vary widely in quality, leading to technical debt and security risks. The activities that you need to perform here are you need to create a file named github-instructions.md in your GitHub repository, and then the next step will be populate this file with your review criteria. So we have chosen 3 review criteria here, as you can see: verify input sanitization, ensure unit test coverage is greater than 80%, and validate against naming conventions. So let's see how to do this. Let me move to the Copilot settings page here and go to my repositories, select any of the repositories here. I can go to the add file and create a new file here. So I have already done that, and I have created this github-instructions.md file. As you can see, this file has got 3 criterias. One is verify input sanitization, second one is ensure unit test coverage is greater than 80%, and the third one is validate against the standard naming conventions. So I have already completed the first 2 activities. In the third activity, for the pull request, you need to use this command in the GitHub Copilot AI agent window, chat window. So let me go to VS Code and let me show you the command here. Okay, so this is what is the command that we require to give. At the GitHub #review standards, review this pull request against the standards in github-instructions.md. So we are instructing the Copilot AI agent to review the standards in this pull request against the standards which are mentioned in the github-instructions.md file. So let's enter this, and as you can see, AI agent is already working on this. So this is how you ensure that all your pull requests follow the standards which are mentioned in the github-instructions.md file. So you have just automated your quality bar. Every pull request is now reviewed against the same strict criteria, ensuring that code quality remains high even when you are not the one reviewing.